The date was the 29th of May 2021. My friend, Father Daniel Humphreys, conducted a secret wedding ceremony. The venue was none other than Westminster Cathedral, and the couple was the Prime Minister Boris Johnson and his fiancée Carrie Symonds. It was a wedding that was to shock the nation, and especially the Catholic community in the United Kingdom. It's well known that Boris Johnson was married twice before, and therefore had divorced twice before. We know from our scriptures today that when a man and woman marry, that they become one, and that divorce is against the law of the church. So why was Boris and Carrie so different? Why were they allowed to get married? Was it, as quoted by one journalist, one rule for the rich and another for the poor? It has been widely publicised that Carrie is a devout Catholic, and Father Daniel had already baptised the couple's baby boy the year before. It was less well known that Boris was baptised as a Catholic when he was a baby, and whilst at university he was confirmed as an Anglican. You may think this makes it worse, but in fact this was Boris's saving grace. Boris Johnson never practiced his Catholic faith and converted to Anglicanism. Neither his first marriage, which lasted around 6 years, nor his second marriage of 27 years took place in a Catholic church, nor were they witnessed by a Catholic priest or deacon. In short, for a Catholic to marry someone outside of the church, or from another faith, or of no faith, they first must seek the permission of their local bishop. On both occasions, Boris Johnson did not seek the bishop's permission, and therefore in the eyes of the church, his marriage was invalid. They were not recognised by the church. It really pains me to think that those who do not care about their faith, who marry outside the church and divorce several times over, can then be free to marry again in the church. It angers me to think of those who have been married in the church and for whatever reason their marriage hasn't worked out. It seems to be that they are punished by not being allowed to divorce and remarry again in the church. We can argue until we are blue in the face about what's happened in the past over divorce and remarriage. But one thing we can all agree on is that since Pope Francis came on the scene, things have moved on. Under this Pope, the Church has taken on a different tone. It's a tone that acknowledges that marriage and family life is complex, and the Church is adopting this different tone because she is taking her lead, as always, from Jesus. What was his approach? Well, first of all, he did set the bar high. Today's gospel leaves us in no doubts about that. But at the same time, he always showed compassion and closeness to those who struggled, like the Samaritan woman or the woman caught in the very act of adultery. That's the approach that Pope Francis is asking the Church to offer to everyone who finds themselves in difficulty within marriage. There must be mercy, he says, mercy over those situations that fall short of what the Lord demands. He also writes, it is important that those who have gone through divorce and have even entered a new union, they should be made to feel part of the church. They are still loved by Jesus. Teachings like that from the Holy Father remind us that there is a place for everyone in the church. The church's doors are closed to no one. All are welcome for one simple reason: Jesus welcomed all. So yes, the church has her rules. Yes, she is completely faithful to what Jesus said. Like him, the church celebrates the beauty of lifelong marriage with all it has to offer. But nowadays, especially, the church is also faithful to what Jesus did. Today especially, I hold dear all those who have been affected by divorce and who feel removed from the church or in some way punished. Today especially, we remember the great love and mercy of Jesus, and we seek to imitate him as we strive to do our best to live out his commandments.